Hi guys, welcome to the 5th month of Prompt Squad. It's crazy to think we've been doing this for almost half a year now. I've been way too excited to get this video going because this month's prompt was really up my alleyway, and as always I was really hyped to see what you guys would create for it too. Now the prompt for this month was Mythical Creatures, suggested by Crafty Leeks. And now let's go see all the members of Prompt Squad this time round. First we have Kai, who painted a dragon. What I love about his painting, and really the direction of his style and how it's going recently, is how he gives his digital paintings such a traditional feel. When I first saw this piece, I thought he must have gotten out the oil paints this time round, because there isn't that over-polished look that you can get with digital painting. You can really see a lot of texture and enjoy the brushwork of this piece. I also enjoyed the atmosphere of this painting. I honestly don't know how you achieve it without a background, but you really need to tell us your secrets, Kai. Now we have Emily, who also chose a dragon, but you couldn't really ask for two more different takes on that creature. Her piece is so graphical and tribal. You could easily see this as a tattoo or on the crest of a martial artist, and I really love that design, especially the second dragon curled up in the first tail. It makes you think of those infinity rings or that idea of the snake biting its own tail. I think it's really impressive when you can take something down to its base elements, because you're showing something really intrinsic to it, kind of like its foundations almost, and it kind of gets you all thoughtful and rambly like this, so thank you, Emily. Next we have Nadia, who created two pieces. The first is Bastet, or I think it's Bast. Anyway, she's the Egyptian goddess who protected the pharaohs and has this lioness or cat head, depending on what century you're in. What I love about Nadia's take is her bright use of colour and the style she's gone with when she's depicting this character. She's made this ancient character feel really modern. You could easily see this character in a show. It's just brilliant. Nadia also went to Greece and Scotland this month. It's like a masterclass in worldly mythical creatures. I like that these two are together like a series of paintings. It feels like an explorer's kind of travelling the world, painting creatures in their natural habitats. And I really like that she restricted the colour palettes in these, because you can focus more on the creatures, but at the same time the Pegasus and the Loch Ness match and feel at home in their backgrounds too. Dave's got one of my favourite takes on the prompt this month. To be fair, add a pirate to your painting, you're going to be in my top favourites by default. But yeah, what I love about Dave's piece is the storytelling aspect of it. It's not just a play on the mythical creature idea, being this toy kraken. He's also built up this character and been able to give you a feel of a story just through the expressions and form of the painting. To me, this feels like something you could easily see in a children's book or as part of a cartoon, especially that baby kraken plush. I really want one. Sketchbook Corner mentioned having a bit of art block this month, but as far as art block goes, she's done a fantastic job. She created two pieces, and both are takes on the unicorn, but each is really unique in its own style. The first is a geometric take with these splashes of colour overlaid. She's taken the unicorn back to its base elements, and these colours make the shapes less harsh and more magical as you'd imagine a unicorn to be. And then she created this cute unicorn character, and what I love about this is how you can see Sketchbook Corner's style in both of these pieces, even though they're really in contrast with each other. I'm always impressed by her ability to create striking typography as well. You could easily see this on a t-shirt or a bag or something like that. It's just a great design. Plus, come on, the unicorn is adorable. And finally, we have a new member of Prompt Squad this month, Sarah the Jane, or Sarah Jane. Well, she created her piece over on Instagram, and it's a feminine Hermes Mora from Elder Scrolls. Now don't hate me because I had to look it up, and I'm glad I did because it's interesting to find new mythical creatures that I haven't heard of before. The Hermes Mora is a supernatural creature that is the keeper of all knowledge. And because of that, it's not really a positive or negative creature, as spooky as she may have made it look. And what I love about her take is that she's gotten so much texture in her painting. It makes the creature feel as though it's floating, or maybe you're seeing it from underwater. And it's got such a powerful but mysterious feel to it too. She's built up a lot of atmosphere, but then at the same time, she's got a hand on her hip, so she's a bit sassy as well, which I love. It just gives her a lot of character. And that's it for this month's Prompt Squad. Links and details to all of the artists are both in the video and description below. I really hope you'll go and follow and find some new artists from this month, and maybe give a bit of support to your fellow members too. Even if you haven't been able to take part this month, we can all still chat and be part of this community every month, so I hope to hear from you all down below. Every time I make one of these videos, I really can't express how impressed I am that you guys not only take part but create such wonderful pieces for the prompts too, so I just want to say thank you so much. Now on to my take for Mythical Creatures. I was really excited to get started on this month's prompt. I think it's the closest to what I'd naturally go to draw, and it was really nice to have something familiar to focus on. I was tempted to go with some British mythical creatures, and I did sketch out a black and white piece of a padfoot. They're these big black mythical dogs that live across the UK. Sirius Black in Harry Potter is pretty heavily inspired by it if you're interested in looking them up. I also sketched up a cat sith, not so much like Star Wars. They're these magical cat-like variants almost of the padfoot, and they're also known as cat pixies. They look like black cats but with a spot of white just on their chest, and we have a neighbour with a cat that looks just like one. I thought it'd be a real laugh to paint it. I kept that sketch and I might go back to it in the next few weeks, but for this week I wanted to paint something a bit brighter and cheerier as I felt like I needed a bit of a pick-me-up. I don't know, do you guys feel similar to that? That if you paint or write something cheery or depressing, it's going to affect your actual state of mind? I think that's why I always try and paint stuff that feels a bit more far away and happy, because when it mixes with the act of actually painting them, I don't know, it just cheers me up a bit and puts me in a better mood. So yeah, I swapped to a bright painting of a cheeky kappa. I think the kappa is probably my favourite mythical creature, mainly because it's just naughty. A lot of Japanese myths have these cheeky characters. The closest I can think of as like a European counterpart would be Rumpelstiltskin, but he's more on the nasty side. Some Japanese myths make their creatures that way too, but in general they seem to enjoy playing pranks and tricks instead of really hurting someone. I also love how the kappa looks. This idea of the lily pad on the head like a dish, carrying the water of their lake or the stream that they live and acting as this life source for them, and then that being the route to bargaining with them. I just love that story. Plus the tradition of carving a kid's name into a cucumber and throwing it into the nearby rivers near to your home to protect them from the kappa. I don't know, I just think it's very interesting traditions. I think one of the most interesting things about myths is how they highlight these base fears or societal expectations. They're a really interesting look at how culture and the history of a place, even down to the style of storytelling, it just feels like something that should follow a general rule. But when you read work by authors from other countries, it does show off certain storytelling rules that your country has that just don't exist elsewhere. One of the reasons I love Haruki Murakami's work is that unique way that he tells his stories. There is something distinctly Japanese in it. I'm really enjoying painting with just watercolours and gouache recently. I do enjoy line art, but I've noticed I'm looking more at colours and values in paintings recently, and I wanted to try and practice that more and seeing if I can improve that side of my art. I think not having lines makes you rely more on light and contrast, and I really try to explore that more in this prompts piece. The thing I find difficult is transitioning from imagining a painting in values, so like the varying black and white shades, and then turning those into colours. That and daring to use dark colours. The general rule in painting is begin light and go dark, but with line art, you're kind of usually starting with dark immediately, and then you're retroactively shading the drawing. It's just this change in the initial approach. I mean, I'm not complaining. I don't think I'm the only one struggling these last few months with a bit of art fatigue and just this feeling of stagnation. And I think changing up the way I'm looking at art is really helping me actually get some painting done. That is something I actually wanted to mention. I'm sorry because I know I sound like a broken record, but I know I haven't uploaded in a while on this channel and I keep going on about inspiration and yada yada. I think the trouble I'm having is with the weekly upload schedule. Anyone who makes videos knows this already, but I usually spend about the same amount of time editing as I do creating art on this channel. And to me, it's just too uneven a ratio. I made the channel to share my art, but I quickly realised that the videos gained meaning to me from meeting and talking to other people here on YouTube. It made me quickly reassess why I was actually doing this, and this prompt squad is definitely a precipitation of that. I really wanted to just have something that would bring us all together at least once a month for a chat and just to see how we're all doing and how our art's progressing. And I think for the foreseeable future, I'm gonna continue Prompt Squad and maybe upload art here as I feel I can. So it is gonna be sporadic, which I'm sure if you follow this channel you already expect. I'm gonna try and upload a painting a week over on Instagram, as honestly it does take me a lot less time and that means I can paint and sketch more, which I feel is more important for me to do right now. Prompt Squad will still keep going here and I'm gonna try and promote it better on Instagram as well, so we can make even more friends over there and meet more artists and most importantly get to keep up with each other and see everyone's art. So that's it for this month's prompt squad. Next month's prompt squad was suggested by Nadia and is illustrate a quote. I really love this idea, and she said it doesn't just mean typography art, though I think that would be cool to see, but it can also be taking a quote that you enjoy and visualising it as an image. I'm really excited to see how you all approach this because I think it's really going to push all of our creativity to the max. If you're able to upload your response to the prompt with the hashtag promptsquad, either here or on YouTube or Instagram, or even just email it to me, my links are all in the description of this channel and down below. I'll make sure to feature your art here and on my Insta, so make sure to follow me there too. Oh, I feel so awkward promoting myself. I don't know how YouTubers do this, I am dying. But yeah, tag your work so I can find it with Prompt Squad, and I can't wait to see what you come up with for Illustrate a Quote. I'll see you again in a month's time for number 6 of Prompt Squad. See you then.